of the only unapologetically progressive talk station west of the Mississippi, focused on issues that impact the black community?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
We think not. A station that amplifies black voices like yours with hosts and guests who look and sound like you. Celebrating our second anniversary on Juneteenth. We're KBLA Talk 1580. And you ain't seen nothing yet.
Now, normally, if I can help it, I don't spend a lot of time in a principal's office.
What? 9 o'clock. Now, as I get to school, I hear the late bell ringing. Running through the hall, I hear the glee club singing. Get to the office, I can hardly speak, cause it's the third late pass that I got this week. So to my first class, I run and don't walk. All I hear is my sneakers and the scratching of chalk. And when I get to the room, I hear the teacher say, Mr. Young, I'm happy that you could join us today. I try to sit down so I can take some notes, but I can't read what the kid next to me wrote. And if that wasn't enough to make my morning complete, as I try to get up, I find this gum on my seat. And with the seat stuck to me, I raise my hand and say, excuse me, but can I go to the bathroom, ma'am? The teacher got upset and she screamed out, no, it's off to the principal's office you go.
You were checking out the Danny Morrison Show, KBLA Talk 1580. That is Young MC. He should have been on that Top 50. I'm kidding, of course. Shout out to Young MC. Hey, that song, remember that? Remember that? I Let Him Know. Boom, boom, boom. Remember that track? That wasn't bad, man. That I Let Him Know was a heater. You got a piece of that? People know him from, just say yellow, just say yellow, and go to the church in a new tuxedo. What's the name of that song? I can't remember the name of the song, but that was a hit. But he had I Let Him Know. It was like a hardcore. He was trying to flex a little bit, grew a couple hairs on his chest. I'm like, look at Young MC. About to be an old MC. Look at him. Because it looks like he didn't want to go pop, but I'm not sure Tommy Boy wasn't going to let that happen. He said, you're making too much money on this pop thing.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Is this it? It don't sound like it. You sure? Yeah, that's it. All right, give it a little taste.
Won 1 million battles. Take MCs, ride them up like cattle. Bred them and then I lock them up in a pen. And if they want another try, then I would do it again.
That's terrible. I'm sorry, yo. That's... I'm sorry. You've heard many of my post one-on-one interviews on my show with people that I feel have their fingers on the pulse of Black America. And tonight, you get another boost to Black brilliance and excellence. Interviews with people that I feel that you need to know. She officially kicks off a new series on The Danny Mo Show in collaboration with Malik Books and who are hosting the Freedom to Read and Write Juneteenth celebration at Westfield Culver City Mall, 6000 Sepulveda Boulevard, Suite 2470, of course, in the city of Culver City. This Saturday, June 17, 2 p.m., celebrating the freedom to read and write with live music, children's activities, authors, readings, and book signings, and more. Courageous women discussing writing and book publishing. As many of you already know, Malik Books is a Black-owned independent bookstore that specializes in African-American books, calendars, and gifts full of cultural diversity, the total African-American expression of pride, cultural, and self-esteem, where they give voice to the voiceless. Malik Books offers a large selection of diverse children's books because children are 100% of our future. They also specialize in conscious, hard-to-find, hot, and bestsellers of today. Since 1990, Malik Books has served the city of Los Angeles' community with books and cultural gifts. And our first wonderful guest tonight is author Anise Rochelle, owner of Beautiful Minds Publishing, which is a Cleveland, Ohio-based publishing company. They specialize in quality children's books, young adult fiction and nonfiction, poetry, and more. They also provide educational tools for children and merchandise for all. And this queen will be signing her bestseller Juneteenth at Malik Books this Saturday, a book that teaches children all about Juneteenth. She has written 6 books that promote self-love and build confidence. Ladies and gentlemen, inside my Pulse One-on-One, my fellow Brandy fan, calling from Cleveland, Ohio, author Anise Rochelle.
Hello.
What's going on, Queen? How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fantastic. I'm assuming, looking at my clock right now, it's 1:07. Where you at right now? You okay?
I'm making it. I'm here. I was like, wait a minute, hold on, what time is it? Okay, let me get it together.
I was laughing so hard when you sent that message today. You was like, I'm about to take a nap. I'm like, oh, you sure are about to take a nap right now? You better get to sleep right now. You're going to be on the air with Danny at 1 o'clock.
Right. I'm like, oh, shoot, what time is it? Okay, I'm up.
I cannot deny.
I'm here.
When you and I had our conversation earlier today, I was talking to Anise earlier today. We were talking about Brandy, our love for the R&B singer Brandy. I got right in my car and pumped out some Almost Doesn't Count.
Did you?
I think Almost Doesn't Count, and this may be blasphemy, is one of my top 10 R&B songs of all time, male or female.
Oh yes, for sure.
You agree?
Top 10. I'm right with you. Yes.
My producer's
You
shaking
have
his
to
head
put
right
Almost
now.
Doesn't Count in it. Huh?
He don't know how great Brandy is.
I need you guys to stop sleeping on Brandy. Like, she is up there. She is up there for sure.
Yeah. Andy?
Of all the Brandy songs?
I'm just saying that's my personal favorite.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that's her best song.
Okay.
I said my personal favorite, top 10 all time.
Gotcha.
That's Almost Made You Love. Now you better stop right now.
Oh, okay.
See, Anise know what's going on, right?
I hear you.
We're talking to Anise Rochelle, live from Cleveland, Ohio. Danny Morrison Show, KBLA Talk 1580. Come on, give it to me. What is your 25th letter? What is your why?
Okay, so my why is most definitely, I have a son, and when he was younger, it was really hard to find books with kids that looked like him. He's a deep chocolate skin tone, and we used to go to the library, and I'm like, I can't find him. So I've been writing since I was young, but it really encouraged me to write books with children that looks like him.
Is that is that partially why I noticed the caricatures that are on the front of your books are pretty dark skinned? Is that intentional?
Yeah, it's very intentional. Actually, he is the main character in my book. So it's based off my son, and I'm like, oh, what should I call him? And I said, it's Dalen. It's my son. So yeah, that's part of the reason. And also, it was just time. We needed more diversity in our books. Our kids need to see books and messages with positive images that look like them to build self-love. And I'm like, I have to put these books out.
Anise, are you like me? I'm old school. Like, I want to hold a book. I like the pages. I like to dog ear my pen, lick my fingers to turn my pages. I'm that cat. Are you old school like me?
I am. And, it's these days like, yeah, they are available ebook too, but, okay, I'll get the ebook or let me get my Kindle. No.
Thank you.
Book. Open it up. Turn the pages. It helps you focus and concentrate more too, when you actually hold the book and look and read it. So, yes, I'm all about picking up books, getting books, feeling them, looking through them. We got to get back to that.
Yeah, the only issue is, as you know, these younger kings and queens out here, they ain't trying to pick up no book. If they could pick up something electronic and still get their read on and still go to the internet every now and again, they gonna choose that. How do we convince these young people that holding a book and turning and the smell of the book? I love the smell of pages in books.
Do you?
I love it. I think there's something addictive about. I smell it, maybe it's me licking my fingers, and when you mix that with the page itself, I don't know. But how do we share those feelings with young people when they ain't trying to pick up a book? They're trying to, like you said, pick up a Kindle instead.
Well, I just, again, tell them, it's just a different feeling. When you can pick up the book and you hold the pages, it's a little more, to me, tell them a little bit more intimate. You get to really feel and see the characters, and I feel like you could put your mind a little closer and connect better when you have the physical book right in your face.
That's real.
So I always tell kids and children to pick up books, and gratefully, someone's been getting them. So like,
you winning.
I hope it continues. You know, like get these physical books, please.
So tell me, I'm going to bring you a clip before we get out of here at the top of the hour, before we have to let you go. But at the same time, I want to know now, when did you know that you had the gift to write? Because I was going through all of your catalog today, and you are really, really gifted, Queen. I love what you're doing. I could tell you know the demographic you're trying to serve. The way in which you write is intimate, it's colorful in more ways than one. When did you know I have the gift to put pen to paper and share these stories with young, I'm assuming any color of child?
Yes. Well, actually, I started writing really young, like songs when I was 8. And my dad, he writes and sings and things like that. So I wrote the song, and it had a chorus and a hook, and he was like, whoa, like, this is good,
wow.
You know? So that's when I kind of like fell in love with writing at that young age. So it's been in my blood, and it's been in me for a while.
Now, you do know there is a transformation that almost every writer goes through. You know, there's almost an evolution of sorts. You know, you start writing books. No, sometimes you'll start writing poems, then you'll start writing books, and then you eventually gravitate towards writing scripts. I know that's in your future, right?
Yes, that's actually how it happened. Songs turned into poems, and then poems into books, and I'm actually working on the scripts right now.
Ooh, what type of? Can you give us any good information on it without?
No.
Okay. Is it a comedy or a drama? Can you tell us that?
It's actually a mixture of like comedy and drama. Like it's good. So again, I told you it's like I don't want to tell that. Somebody might, she said,
hey,
let me
hey,
start writing
real
this
talk.
show.
I'm very transparent on the Danny Mo show, but there's a lot of things I don't give out because I'm working on some stuff that's really, really important. Okay. I think game-changing stuff. There's always somebody listening going, you know what? That's a great idea. I'm going to do that myself.
So, look, I'm going to keep that to myself for now. Okay? Let me copyright it first. Hey. Then
Real talk. I think whenever you get it copyrighted, I think maybe I'll bring you back and you can take us through the process, because there's a lot of young people want to do what you're doing, and maybe we'll bring you back and you can break it all down.
Yes, most definitely.
1-800-920-1580, 1-800-920-1580. When we come forward, I'm going to let her think on it in the next couple minutes here. And when we come forward, she can answer. As you know, we do our top 5 dead or alive on this show every single night with my guest. Your category tonight, since you are calling from Cleveland, Ohio, I want to hear your top 5 celebrities from or associated with the city of Cleveland. You tell me.
All right.
Hold on. Tell me on the other side. 1-800-920-1580. We're talking to author Anise Rochelle. Inside My Pulse One-on-One, Danny Morrison Show, KBLA Talk 1580. We got a lot to talk about. Stay there.
From Bakersfield to Los Angeles. From middays to nighttime. Like George and Wheezy, Danny Morrison is moving on up at KBLA Talk 1580.
Are you a small or micro business owner looking for ways to succeed after the pandemic? LA County has got you covered. Gain access to economic opportunity grants and technical assistance to help your business thrive. Whether you need mentorship or capital investment programs, they're here to help. Find out if you qualify at recovery.lacounty.gov/programs. That's recovery.lacounty.gov/programs. LA County and you, moving forward together.
Lowe's knows the best deals for Dad. That's why this Father's Day, you can shop our best gifts from the brands he loves, like Craftsman, for less. Right now, get a V20 drill or impact driver kit for just $69. And save $50 on a V20 string trimmer and blower combo kit, now only $99. Shop Father's Day deals today, in-store and online. Lowe's knows dads. Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid through 6/14 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
I switched to Boost Mobile and got a free Samsung Galaxy A23 5G phone. Want to know the best part?
It was free?
Nope.
The fact that it's on America's largest 5G networks?
Nope. It's the ding.
Oh yeah, love the ding.
Right? It's all about the ding. It's the dingarooski, the dingaroner, the ring-a-ding-ding.
Unleash your power to save with Boost. Get a free Samsung Galaxy A23 5G phone when you switch. Boost Mobile. Unleash your power.
And the ding.
Limited time offer. New customers only. Available on select networks. 5G not available everywhere. One device per line. Tax excluded. Additional restrictions apply. See your local Boost Mobile store for
Meet
details.
Joe A, Joe B, and Joe C.
What's up?
3 everyday Joes perfecting their banking with Chase. Joe A is locking his lost debit card with the Chase mobile app. Joe B is cruising toward his new ride with AutoSave. And Joe C's Chase banker is helping him budget to go back to school. Tools that help protect. Support for what's next. One bank that puts you in control. Visit chase.com/checking. Chase. Make more of what's yours.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Messaging and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
Mom's early Alzheimer's diagnosis was hard to take.
And when I left the oven on, we decided together that it was time to see a doctor and make a plan.
Early detection gave us more time to seek out information and support as a family.
If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together. For more information, visit alz.org/time to talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. Real talk, real time, the gospel truth. You're listening to the Danny Morrison Show on KBLA Talk 1580.
You're also listening to my Post One-on-One not in studio, over the phones with author Anise Rochelle calling from Cleveland, Ohio. I tossed out my top 5 dead or alive a few minutes ago, and I gave her an opportunity to think about it. Top 5 dead or alive. Give me the top 5 celebrities from or associated with the city of Cleveland. Go.
Okay. Boom, 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 boom.
Oh, come on.
Boom, boom,
That's a good one. Bone Thugs, no doubt about that. That's a good one.
Yes, I love Bone Thugs. Bone Thugs and Harmony. I thought I was a part of the group. Okay? Like what?
I think we all did.
Fifth or sixth member? Flesh was in and out, so I was one of the members.
So Anise Bone up in there right now. She's doing
it. Yes, Anise Bone. Anise Rochelle Bone.
And I'm gonna miss everybody. And I'm gonna miss everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Was that Anise Rochelle singing that hook?
No, it was not. I wish it was me. Like, for really, really, really. But yeah, I love Bone. And I have yet to meet them. They're always like on tour somewhere in California somewhere.
I got to pop my collar a little bit. I've not only hosted a concert with them cats, but I also interviewed them. It's on YouTube right now. If you type in Bone Thugs, Danny Morrison. Yeah, I did it like 7-8 years ago. Yeah, they were great. They were fantastic.
Okay.
Yeah, really.
Nice. But yeah, no, that's Tasha on the hook. Not her name is Tasha.
Tasha? Okay.
Yeah.
So give me your number 2. Bone Thugs, number 1. Who number 2?
Okay. Steve Harvey is from here. Steve Harvey.
Wow. Steve Harvey, Cleveland. That's a strong list starting out already. Okay. Bone Thugs, Steve Harvey. What's number 3?
Well, maybe I should have. Okay, let me see. Yeah. Holly Berry is from here.
Really?
This area.
Wow.
The beautiful Holly Berry, yes.
Wow.
She's from this area.
Didn't know that.
Talented,
Okay.
Beautiful actress. Yes.
Halle Berry. Okay, Steve Harvey, Bone Thugs. Give me number 4.
It's kind of, can I say that? Because I have children's books. Look, it's hard out here for a pimp.
Oh, yeah.
Terrence Howard is from here, too.
Wait, who is it again?
Yeah. Terrence Howard.
Terrence Howard is from Cleveland? Oh, he's from Akron.
He is. Yep, he's from this area.
I did not know that Terrence Howard was from there. That's a strong list so far. I think we all know who number 5 is, but go ahead. And who's number 5?
Nope. I don't think you know. I don't think you know. Dorothy Dandridge.
Dorothy Dandridge is from Cleveland?
Yes, she was born in Cleveland.
I did not know that for sure.
Yes, the beautiful, talented Dorothy Dandridge. Yes, she was born in Cleveland.
Now, you know what some people are going to say right now? How dare you not toss out LeBron's name? I mean, what's the deal with that?
That honorable mention. I love LeBron, but he is from Akron. But he played for Cleveland, and we claim him. We claim him. LeBron is honorable mention.
I ain't trying to put LeBron out there, but does he claim you?
Have you seen interviews?
I haven't.
He's from Akron. He's from Akron. He's said loud and proud, and he is. He's from Akron.
But I could recall.
It's about 30 minutes.
But I could recall him saying when he was going to come back to Cleveland after he went to Miami, was coming back. He says, "I'm going back home," is what he said.
Well, he did play here before, so I guess it is a part of his home. He came back, and we won the championship. So I'm not mad at LeBron. I'm not mad.
We're talking to author Anise Rochelle inside my Post One-on-One Danny Morrison Show, KBLA Talk 1580. All right, Anise, you may not know how we do, but for you and the new listeners, this is how we get down. I brought a few clips featuring a number of topics that have been what I call bubbling within the black zeitgeist. Drink up, y'all, over the past few days regarding tonight's topic of conversation. I will play a clip in reference to each of the topics I've chosen, share my thoughts immediately thereafter, and we will exchange dialogue accordingly. But before we begin, I want to get your opinion on what was my primary topic of conversation tonight. Why do you feel that white America is so quick to push back on celebrating Juneteenth with us, if you do in fact believe that to be true?
Well, I think sometimes, it's kind of hard to look in the mirror for some people.
Ooh.
And yeah, it's hard to take accountability for some things, even if you weren't literally there, but it's in, your ancestry. So it's kind of hard for people to realize, their ancestors, they did some not so nice things, so just a reminder kind of makes some people feel uncomfortable. So I feel like that might be the reason it's to push back, but it is our history. It's Black history. It's American history, that children need to know, our children need to know. And so it's like, you guys are just going to have to feel a little uncomfortable because it's history.
What do you say to those people that push back on what you just said? They say, first of all, slavery is not Black history. That's white history for enslaving an entire... Go ahead.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Yeah, for enslaving an entire race of people. We always say that's part of our history, and we go, no, it's part of their history, and we put the onus on them to own it. Do you buy that?
Yeah, and that's why when I started, I said it's part of history, it's part of Black history, it's a part of American history. Mm-hmm. So, yes, it's their history. It's the history of America. So it's like, you're in it, so we're in it. So it's like we have to let everyone know, and again, from the youth know, what was going on and what is going on and what has happened here, because how do you know how far you come or where you can go if you don't know where you come from? And it didn't start, slavery did not start our history. We were queens and kings, and, it's just a part of something that happened to us.
I love that. I love how you say it happened to us. It wasn't us. It happened to us.
It happened to us, yes.
That's a perfect segue to my next question, because what I love about your book, Juneteenth, is that it caters towards the younger demographics. And I found that, older African-Americans are eager to celebrate the new holiday. Oh, we're going to be out there barbecuing. Oh, we're going to be out there dancing. Oh, we're going to take that day off. We're going to do all that. But many of us aren't prepared to delve into the history of the holiday. Now, you catching these kids early, though. Was that your intention when you set out to write the book, though?
Yes, it was, because I didn't find out about Juneteenth until way far along into adulthood. And I'm like, huh? Who? What? When? When? I was like, I can't believe I've never heard of this. All throughout school, all through my early 20s, it was crazy. So I'm like, you know what? As soon as I found out about it, I immediately started to celebrate. I started teaching my son, my nephews, my nieces, and we actually started celebrating Juneteenth. I had a big Juneteenth party one a year, and I literally was like, you know what? I have to tell our children about this because I don't want them to be like me. I had no idea. So I wrote the book, and literally it's how life imitates art. It's really like art imitating my life, because it's basically our celebration in a book and the history of Juneteenth in an informative but a simple way for children to understand.
That is so beautifully stated. I appreciate you saying that, and of course, writing the book as well. They're coming after you inside the YouTube feed, though. So they say, how could you leave out any Levert?
Right. Get me.
Wow.
Get me.
You left out the Levert family?
Get me. Yeah. You know what? Get me. They are from here. Yes, they are. Wow. That is true.
Wow.
Yep. Yep. The daddy and son duo. They are. They are from Cleveland.
All right. Now let's do a quick run through of the books you've already written for those that may be interested in your brilliant work. Like I said, I was going through your catalog earlier today. Very impressive. Tell us first about Dipped in Chocolate.
Okay, yes, Dipped in Chocolate. It is a self-love book, and it does cater to our chocolate little kids. Yeah, because, and from my experience, I know, sometimes Blackness, it can be difficult for everyone, but in my experience, I feel like our darker skinned, and I mean deep dark chocolate, they don't get represented as well. So I just wanted to make sure that they are highlighted because they are just as fabulous and as beautiful as anyone else.
You are so right. We did a show on that recently. It was a few months ago. And I put a test to my audience and I said, how many, and I specified the female part of the argument. How many African American women can you name, or black women in general, can you name that are dark skinned and reach the height of success in entertainment? Dark skinned. Okay. Someone said Whoopi. Yeah. Okay. How many can you name though? Lupita's new on the scene herself. I'm asking you if you can come up with one. Exactly. You're making my point right now. I'm sure the YouTube feed's going to go crazy.
I can't even offhand, I can't even think of one.
Andy said Whitney. Whitney is not dark-skinned. No, she's not.
No. I mean, chocolate. I can't think of one. No, Whitney is the brownie.
Right.
I mean,
that's dark-skinned.
But no.
No, we're saying dark-skinned like Lupita dark-skinned. The point.
Okay, there you go. Lupita
you
just named one,
but she's fairly new on the scene as well. Lupita.
Yeah, you're right.
Whoopi is fairly dark skinned. It's like, and I'm making the case that I agree with you. For some reason, even our community, we are always slow to accept people of a darker pigmentation for some strange reason.
Yeah, and that's actually why, the main characters in my books are deep, dark chocolate kids. We have to learn that to accept us, and that it's okay, to be, dark skinned. So that's one of the main reasons why the dark skinned children are front and center in my books.
I love it. I absolutely love it. Somebody just said in the YouTube feed, Cicely Tyson.
Okay.
And I just got texted Viola Davis.
Yes, Viola.
Yeah, Viola's a good one. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one.
But we're still struggling.
Look, we are. How many?
I was 4.
Yeah. So we got to do better, and I'm going to be a part of that process.
I think you're doing your part and more. 1-800-920-1580. 1-800-920-1580. When we come forward, we continue our conversation with this beautiful queen that is going to be at the Westfield Mall this coming Saturday in collaboration with Malik Books. More on that later as well. And we'll also play a couple clips, and we'll get more into the books that she's already written that I want you guys to cop by the end of the broadcast, okay? Anise Rochelle, author. Inside My Post 101, Danny Morrison Show, KBLA Talk 1580 right now, news and traffic. Check it out.
Nighttime is the right time for Danny Morrison on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton. Here's the latest on the Black Information Network. The chair of the Federal Reserve says inflation has moderated, but there's still a long way to go to get it to 2%. Jerome Powell spoke about the Fed's decision to leave interest rates unchanged for the first time in more than a year. Most officials anticipate 2 more rate increases to come this year. The Fed had raised rates by a total of 5% since March of 2022 in an effort to battle rising inflation. A Greenville, South Carolina civil rights leader is calling for a boycott of the city's upcoming Juneteenth celebration. Paul Guy, who is executive director of Justice Intervention Initiative, claims the event organizers and city government administration promote systemic racism and goes against the principles of equality and justice. This year's week-long event, which is underway and runs through Saturday, already drew controversy well before this week. And that's the latest. I'm Amber Payton on your home for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network.
Discover credit cards do something pretty awesome at the end of your first year. They automatically double all the cash back you've earned. That's right, everything you've earned doubled. The cash back from trips, restaurants, all doubled. Seriously though, see terms and check it out for yourself at discover.com/match.
Is there a better day of the year to celebrate the anniversary of the only unapologetically progressive talk station west of the Mississippi, focused on issues that impact the black community?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
We think not. A station that amplifies black voices like yours with hosts and guests who look and sound like you. Celebrating our second anniversary on Juneteenth. We're KBLA Talk 1580. And you ain't seen nothing yet.
If you're a business owner or lead a nonprofit that has between 26 and 49 employees and you paid COVID sick leave in 2021 or 22, you may qualify for reimbursement through a state grant program administered by the California Office of the Small Business Advocate. Learn more at covidpaidsick.com.
At Charmin, we heard you shouldn't talk about going to the bathroom in public, so we decided to sing about it.
Roll Charmin Ultra Strong when you drop in the beat. It cleans with way less effort on your seat. Yeah, roll it, drop it. Yeah, roll it, yeah, drop it. Okay. Charmin flows extra strong from the road. Your butt hella clean while you're sitting on the bowl. Yeah, it's all you need for that bathroom groove. Get you in and out without nothing to prove.
Charmin Ultra Strong cleans better so you can use less. Enjoy the go with Charmin.
Are your investments going nowhere? Here's a tip that always pays big dividends. Invest in yourself, your talent, your smarts, your skills. Maybe it's time to make that investment and start a career in IT or upskill to boost your current career. At My Computer Career, you can bank on us. We'll help you get the right skills and the right certifications to start or advance your IT career. IT keeps growing, so go with the growth. At My Computer Career, the right training, the right timing, the right career. Invest in you at mycomputercareer.edu. Start now.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. South Central Youth Empowered Through Action is the youth component of the impactful CBO, known as the Community Coalition. South Central Youth Empowered Through Action has chapters at almost every South LA high school. Say Yeah, as they are popularly known, is located at 80th and Vermont, but serves young people all over South LA. Under the COCO umbrella, they train youth organizers, help underserved scholars prepare for college, and work with students to help them gain admission to top universities. South Central Youth Empowered Through Action fosters teen activism, where young people have led campaigns moving tens of millions of dollars to South LA schools and forcing officials to make AP classes available to students in under-resourced institutions. SCEL scholars have taken part in the March on Washington, been published in major news outlets, and been elected to city council. Long before she was mayor, Karen Bass started the program when she founded the Community Coalition. To donate, volunteer, or enroll a student in South Central Youth Empowered Through Action, please visit cocsouthla.org. cocsouthla.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
Hi, I'm Zoe Williams, a.k.a. the Voice of Reason, encouraging you to join me weekdays from 7 to 9 p.m. for the world's most intriguing relationship radio roundtable. Every night, I facilitate and encourage our loyal listeners to participate in the most engaging relationship discussions you'll hear anywhere. So make it a point to rendezvous with me, Zoe Williams, the Voice of Reason, Monday through Friday, 7 to 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Trust me, your relationships will never be the same. The VOR is on fire tonight.
Unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got your black. 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. You're listening to the Danny Morrison Show exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
Come on. Listen to the first verse of this song and into the chorus. It is perfection.
Almost made you love me. Almost made you cry. Almost made you happy, babe. Didn't I? You almost had me thinking you were turned around. But everybody knows almost doesn't count. Almost heard you saying you were finally free. What was always missing for you, babe? You found it in me. But you can't get to heaven, half off the ground. Everybody knows almost doesn't count.
This piece right here, hold on.
I can't keep on loving you, one foot outside the door. I hear a funny hesitation of a heart that's never really sure. Can't keep on trying if you're looking for more than all that I could give you and what you came here for. I'm gonna find me somebody not afraid to let go. Wanna know that I'll be that kind of man. You came real close.
Come on!
But every time you build me up, you only let me down. But everybody knows, almost doesn't count.
You were checking out the Danny Morrison Show. Almost doesn't count. Andy is smoking something. Not loving that song. Something is wrong with you. I told you it's time for some random drug testing at KBLA. Something wrong with you.
I probably fail. But I'm not dissing the song. The song, it's a dope song.
It's an amazing song. It ain't dope.
It's an amazing song.
Okay.
Whatever, adjective you want to use.
Yeah.
I just, when you initially said, I received as if you said, like, this was the best Brandy song. And I was like.
That's not what I said.
Okay.
I said it is a top 10 R&B song for me all time. I love that song.
For you.
Get Anise in here right now. Anise, will you co-sign for me? Because Andy, I think something wrong with him.
I'm here. But that's not my favorite Brandy song.
Don't you leave me out here by myself.
But
don't you leave me out here by myself.
I'm not hanging. It's top 10, but it's not my favorite.
What's your favorite Brandy song then?
When You Touch Me.
See, I don't know that song.
See, because I'm a true Brandy fan.
What album is that on?
It's on our Full Moon.
Full Moon.
Yeah.
You got that, Andy?
I do got it. But I think
I love When You Touch Me.
Brandy low-key fell off. She wasn't she was
careful now.
When she dropped Full Moon, she wasn't as popping though.
She wasn't. She had taken a few years off, man. She came back and that album was successful. It wasn't successful as, Never Say Never and all those, but
yeah, Full Moon is a classic. It's the classic.
Nah, I ain't going there with you. I ain't ready to go there.
You gotta listen to every song. Every song, it was inventive. It was new. Especially even the single "Full Moon." It was like futuristic. It was like a different style. Like Rodney Jerkins did his thing on Full Moon. Like that's a really great.
Andy, give it that song. Can you give her a taste of that song? I've never heard it. I don't remember.
I just want to say this though. Rodney Jerkins and Brandy is like peanut butter and jelly.
Just fire, man, coming together, man. Absolutely amazing. I think he did a fantastic. For some reason, he knows exactly how to record her verse. He knows how to blend her vocals, and that's why when Tank was on that podcast recently, R&B singer Tank, he came out and said Brandy is the vocal Bible. Okay, let me hear this, just a taste before we get into it.
The way you used to touch me.
Is it clean? I don't know.
And all I want is another moment.
That is Jerkins right there. Anise, I stand corrected. That song is fire.
It is. People
Ditto.
sleep on. Brandy has a lot of fire songs, and also her song she made with Sean Daniels. You know what I'm talking about?
No, I have no idea.
LaShawn Daniels. Oh, he's a songwriter and producer. So yeah, he's worked with a lot of people in the industry as well. So yeah, they do some great collabs.
I'll be the first person to say I kind of fell off of Brandy after sitting on top of the world. Then after that I was
what?
like,
yeah, you way. Look, you fell off a long time.
I'm just being honest with you. Her and Mace, I remember her and Mace dancing all in. I'm just trying to be me, do what I got to do. That was a heater, by the way.
Yeah, so no, I when I say I am a Brandy fan, I am a Brandy fan. So yeah, I'm still there.
All right. Well, I am an Anise Rochelle fan. Inside my Post 101 Danny Morrison Show, KBLA Talk 1580. Back to your books, though. We talked about dipped in chocolate. Tell us about King Me, because I call African Americans kings and queens all the time. What is your book about that's called King Me?
Okay, so I have to kind of like to put it all in perspective. So it was like I have to go to Beautiful Me. So it's a message to the madness in quotations. So Beautiful Me and King Me. So Beautiful Me is a self-love book for girls. So it's basically, it starts off, I am beautiful, can't you see? There's no one else in the world like me. So it's very uplifting, empowering, and, love your skin color, your hair color, be confident. Don't let anyone change their opinion of you. That's the basis of the book. And so I did that for girls, and then King Me comes in, and it's the same concept for our boys. So, it's a cliche, but it's true. You cannot truly love anyone else unless you love yourself. So then that's where the book Spread Love comes in. It's the method to the madness, which teaches positive peer relations among our children, sticking together, building communities. So I really feel like you have Beautiful Me, King Me, self-love, and then Spread Love is love for one another. And I really feel like if we give our children these concepts from a young age, they can grow to build beautiful communities, and really be like a great, positive, empowered generation.
Now, y'all see why I rock with Anise Rochelle right there, what she just went into, that run she just went on. That's what I'm talking about. You know what I really love about what you do as well? You got puzzles and memory match card games alongside those books as well, right?
Yes, I do. So it's a set with Beautiful Me and King Me, the puzzle set, and the match card games, they help build concentration, increase the attention span, but they also have positive affirmations on some of the cards as well. So it's like education mixed with empowerment.
Love it. And in my opinion, one of the most exciting books you've written, found out about this today. Tell us about the Indigent Book of Anayas.
Oh yes, that is my new baby.
Yeah,
it's my debut fantasy novel. Young adults can read it as well. But it is the first book to a trilogy, so it's the first book in the trilogy. And just from starting off, it's a young girl, high schooler named Anais, and she's living in a society where the citizens are forced to live under a harsh rule of Emperor Kadar, and she's experiencing her own personal growing pains, but she has to make a decision to stand up and fight against the unjust treatment or to remain docile. So as she's making this decision, it's some secrets that are revealed to her that will change her life forever. So she can become more than she ever imagined. She just has to harness the power that lies deep within.
If you guys needed a preview on why you need to rock with Anise Rochelle and pick up her content, that right there, that is fire. I absolutely love that. I should cop that for my daughter.
Yes, you should. And it's you have it's mystical, it's magical, but it all goes back into empowerment. So I don't want to give too much, but it's just a really great read. And I feel like our young adults and even our adults, need it. Because I've had adults read Beautiful Me and was like, I wish I had this when I was little. It really helped me, so, yeah.
And if you guys want to get the books that she's putting out and also the memory card games and such, I will give you the information by the top of the hour before her niece walks out here and goes back to sleep in the city of Cleveland. We'll give you an opportunity to get that from her.
I'm tired.
She tired. I'm going to get you out of here at the perfect time. I'm going to get you out of here. But when we come forward, I told you I brought a couple clips that I want to play for you and have you, we'll exchange some dialogue accordingly. I think it's two topics that are right in your wheelhouse, and I really want to know what you think of them, okay?
Okay.
1-800-920-1580, 1-800-920-1580. We're inside my Post 101 with author Anise Rochelle. KBLA Talk 1580. We got a lot to talk about.
From Bakersfield to Los Angeles. Middays to nighttime. Like George and Wheezy, Danny Morrison is moving on up at KBLA Talk 1580.
It's Black Music Appreciation Month, one of my favorite months of the year. Maisha Cairo here with your K-Black Minute News, brought to you in part by CaliforniaBlackMedia.org. What's up, SoCal? Here are a few Black Music Month events to help you celebrate. First stop, throughout June, Disneyland is honoring the history of Black music with bands performing hits by Black artists from various decades. Next, catch the screening of Heart and Soul, a love story at the Grammy Museum, June 8th in the museum's theater. And on Juneteenth, that's right, June 17th, join Mayor Karen Bass and Councilwoman Heather Hutt on Jefferson Boulevard for the naming and ribbon cutting ceremony of the New Orleans Corridor, followed by a second line parade all the way to the main stage in front of Harold and Bells for a concert celebrating Black music with Terrace Martin and Friends, Irvin Mayfield, 1500 or nothing, and more. Visit NOLA2LAtickets.org. NOLA2LAtickets.org. Fun fact, President Jimmy Carter established June as Black Music Month in 1979. Here's to 44 years.
The pandemic may be over, but many Angelinos could be at risk of losing the place they call home. It's important to know your rights as a residential renter in the city of LA. Did you know eviction protection still exists for unpaid COVID-19 rental debt that was due before March 31st, 2023? And that you have 5 days to respond to an eviction notice, also known as an unlawful detainer. Learn more about your rental rights at housing.lacity.org. Be informed, be protected, be at home.
Real talk, real time, the gospel truth. You're listening to the Danny Morrison Show on KBLA Talk 1580.
By the way, shouts out to King Joseph. I guess had a birthday today or yesterday or something. Man, he's in our YouTube feed right now. Shouts out to you, King. And Terry Tari said, but Danny, you shouldn't ask people what do you think if you don't want to hear their opinion. Nobody wants to hurt you or leave you out there by yourself. That is your friend, family, or family member. Look, we're just having a conversation, talking about music or whatever. Calm down, Terry. It's just not that serious. Even though Anise did leave me out here by myself, because she knows Almost Doesn't Count is fire. Can't believe you didn't say that. That ain't the greatest Brandy song of all time.
It's not. No.
I absolutely love it.
It's up there. It's up there. It's up there, though.
I could be wrong.
I love Almost Doesn't Count.
Andy?
I could be wrong.
Yeah.
But I don't even think Brandy even played that in her verses with Monica. I could be wrong, though. I stand to be correct.
There's no way.
Did. Almost Doesn't Count. She did.
Thank you.
She played it.
See, Andy, you just tossed out all kind of nonsense trying to punch me. All right, check this out.
She played it. You cannot have a verses and not play that.
Exactly, because it's an incredible song. Our first story involves a TikToker named Con J, who was randomly walking through the mall asking people if we should celebrate Juneteenth. Hear what this woman's surprising answer was, and this is a black woman. Listen.
Is it important to celebrate Juneteenth?
Might get a lot of hate for this, but I don't think so.
Why don't you think so?
I don't know. I just think the whole Black Lives Matter movement is a little... Like, they say Black Lives Matter, but then they do black on black crime. So it's like, do Black lives really matter? The Black Lives Matter funds and money isn't really going to helping the black community. It's just going to the owner who's buying, mansions and houses. I'm not racist against my own kind, but I just feel like people...
It's like a different perspective.
Yeah, I just feel like people push racism too much nowadays.
Now, Anise, this is what I was talking about earlier. It just seems like it may be an uphill battle to get older black people to embrace the history of Juneteenth, which would only celebrate the young kings and queens embracing it. How do we make that happen when you hear opinions like you just heard? Yeah, I know. I sighed the entire time.
Yeah, it's just, again, it has to go back to reaching the children when they're young and knowing your history and knowing where you come from and just to what she said, like black on black crime. It's not even a real term. It's just something that was made, you know, like to kind of like make us look a little better than everyone, because crime is not good at all, but intra-racial crime is real. So most people commit crimes in the proximity of where they live.
That's correct.
So it's white on white crime.
That's correct.
You know, but no, have you ever heard that term?
No.
And it's actually around the same rate, like 85%, 89%, but we don't talk about that. So again, that goes back to being educated, you know, about what's really going on. And it's still, no matter what is going on in the Black Lives Movement, it's still, our lives still matter. So whether, you know, that is the whole company itself has some things, but it doesn't negate the fact that our lives still do matter. So I just think we have to go and, you know, like I said, we have to get to the root, knowledge of self. That's why I'm writing these books, give them to our children, and, you know, hopefully they can grow with different concepts and a different mindset.
Perfect answer. And speaking of writing books, that leads us right to our second clip before we get you out of here. Our next story involves writing. Well, starting to write, which isn't easy. Many people think about it, some even try it, and too many fail at it. Here's an author named Paula Lafferty discussing her struggles with writing and finally figuring things out. Listen.
My name's Paula, and I wrote this book about Vera, who is a girl living in present day who finds out she is actually from the 7th century, and in fact, she is the legendary Queen Guinevere. But before I wrote that, I failed at writing that and everything else I ever started countless times. I could not get past the first page, 4 pages, 10 pages of anything. And I'm talking for years. The first step in being able to get through to writing the whole book was in figuring out my why. Every other time I started writing something and stopped, it was because I didn't think I was a good enough writer. Somewhere along the way, we all get told that our art has to meet a certain litmus of goodness in order to exist in the world. And that is the biggest writer's block barrier I have ever encountered. Yes, I want this book to be as good as it possibly can be. But first, I've got to get it on paper. And I had to take down that barrier of it has to be perfect or it has to even be great. I want to tell that story because there's nothing else I want to do more in the world. And that in itself, I think, is enough. So, step 1, figure out your why and stick to it.
So, Anise, you've written 6 books now, very successful ones too. Tell us what it took for you to first put pen to paper and start. Was it an easy process or a long and arduous one?
So my children's books, I have to say that was like, again, Beautiful Me started, it's a poem that I wrote and turned into a poem-verse book. So my children's books, they're shorter, so they come very easy. I'm not going to lie, like they just come to me. But that novel, even though, like she said, it was, I had a purpose and I had a why, but I had to let go the fear of, like, you know, like she said, like, well, what if it's not good enough? Or, you know, what if, or so, like, it was a process because I had to force myself to just go ahead and, you know, it's like, I'm going over and over and over, and it's like, just put it out there. You know, it's a message that needs to be said. So, yeah, so the novel was a little bit more, you know, you want it to be a certain way, or, you know, you have your doubts maybe, but like you just write, and you have those messages. Like I feel like they're given to us for a reason. So just do it.
Well said. Great advice. How can people find you, follow you, get in contact with you, and more importantly, how can they cop those books tonight?
Okay, so all my books are available at the puzzles, match card games. All my books are available at Beautiful Minds with an S, beautifulmindspublishing.com. My books are also available on all major platforms, Amazon, Walmart, Barnes & Nobles. You can follow me on Instagram and Facebook at Anise, Anece, Rochelle, Rochell. No E at the end. My mom forgot the E. Quick story. I thought I had an E in my name for like my whole like well, not my entire life, like until maybe my mid-20s, and then I needed my birth certificate from my mom. And I'm like, where's the E?
Wow.
So it's no, I was spelling my name wrong for years. So it's no E on the end. It's Anece Rochelle, ANECE, and on Instagram and social media. My company is Beautiful Minds Publishing. Beautiful Minds Publishing on social media as well.
You can also catch author Anece Rochelle, no E, selling and signing her books at Malik Books, who are hosting the Freedom to Read and Write Juneteenth celebration at Westfield Culver City Mall, 6000 Sepulveda Boulevard, Suite 2470, in, of course, the city of Culver City. This Saturday, June 17th, 2 p.m., celebrating the freedom to read and write with live music, children's activities, authors, readings, book signings, and more. Courageous women discussing writing and book publishing. And I appreciate you so much, Queen, for coming on the Danny Mo Show tonight, calling all the way from Cleveland.
Thank you for having me.
Gotta give it. What are you playing? You were playing a song for On the Way Out? Is that what you were doing?
I was going to say, too. Oh, yeah, and I'm like, come on down, you guys, to Malik Books this Saturday. I can't wait to meet you all.
You know I'm coming down.
I'll be reading Juneteenth.
I'm coming down to see you.
Come on, you got to come down. Please.
I'm going to do it. I appreciate you, Queen. Get some sleep. I'll be in contact, okay?
Hey, thank you for having me. It was a pleasure.
She is fantastic, man. Fantastic.
For my LA folk out there.
Yeah.
That's the Fox Hills Mall. Just
okay,
wanted to put that out
so
there.
That used to be the Fox Hills Mall? The Westfield Mall?
It still is the Fox Hills Mall.
See, you're doing the same thing you were doing when I was calling it the Slauson Swap Meet. Well, I was calling it the Slauson Super Mall.
It's the Slauson Swap Meet.
That's how you know I'm not from L.A., like that cat said on the radio the other day. He said, he not even from L.A.
Slausons. Who calls it the Slauson Super Mall?
I was at the Slauson Super Mall the other day. He ain't from L.A. if he's saying that.
The Swap Meet. So, yeah, the Westfield Culver City, that's the Fox Hills Mall.
That is my bad. I'm sorry. But correct me if I'm wrong. On the outside of the building right now says the Westfield Mall.
Just like the Crypto.com arena is still the Staples Center.
Hey, I'm with you on that one. I'm with you on that. I'm still calling that bad boy the Staples. They probably don't like it. And they signed a 20-year deal, by the way.
They actually might be coming back. I heard Crypto.com is going down under.
Struggling a little bit.
Yeah?
Yeah, restructuring. Ain't gonna get into that. Shouts out to Anece Rochelle. Fantastic. All the way from Cleveland, Ohio. When we come forward, I got some Upon Further Review clips. We'll read some comments. We'll take a couple phone calls as well. And Sherelle Shush signing off on the Fox Hills Mall. 1-800-920-1580. Danny Morrison Show. KBLA Talk 1580 right now. News and traffic. Check it out.
But every time you build me up, you only let me down. But everybody knows, almost doesn't count.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Amber Payton. Here's the latest on the Black Information Network. The chair of the Federal Reserve says inflation has